Hey everybody, Jake Noecker here with Cage Side Press and Fighting at UFC Vegas 82 on November 18th, all the way from England. Mick Parkin. Mick, how we doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very good, man. Glad to be talking to you. I know you just got done practice. Where were you training?
I'm down Wigan at the moment, training with Tom Aspinall and his team. So I come down here like in camp, maybe 68 weeks, once a week. So I travel down, stop here for the night, train with them in the morning, train with them tomorrow, and then head back home and then do that for a couple of weeks. So just literally just got in the door there.
Awesome. And yeah, we'll get into camp in a little bit because I know you've been training with some top talent, but even more reason. Thank you for joining us after a sweaty practice. And my man, you can officially say undefeated in the UFC now that you won the debut Contender Series win. So how good does that feel?
Oh, amazing. Amazing to finally fight in the UFC on like the best show in the world. And then to be in London at a home crowd for the first one was like fairy tale, really.
And it was the first decision win of your career. Are you like happy you got full 3 rounds under your belt, or nah, never again? I like to get out of there quick.
No, obviously, if it would tell us every fight I'd finished in the first round, I'd definitely take that. But I was actually quite happy to go 3 rounds, and like I felt actually pretty fit as well. I felt like I could have done some more. Maybe he could have pushed it a little bit more in the second round. The only thing after the fight, I probably could have done a little bit more in that second round, particularly. But no, I'm happy to do 3 rounds. I felt pretty fit, so I know I can do 3 rounds if needs be now. So I'm pretty happy with it.
And then, dude, like you just said, the debut in the O2, like, was that overwhelming at all, or were you just loving that energy?
I loved it, to be honest. I remember obviously speaking to Tom about it. He was like, "Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Like it'll didn't let it get you, but it's like amazing, really." And obviously, I'd been to the first ever UFC London, and I think I went to the Blades and Tom one as well. Uh, so I've been to two because I knew what to expect, really. And then I walked out, but yeah, I was happy. I just loved it. My friends and that were talking to us like, and they were like, "You're here now. You might as well enjoy it, and like, don't just like rush through it." And then 30, well, when you're old man, look back and can't remember anything. You might as well enjoy it while you're there in the moment, live in the moment. So that's what I try to do, and yeah, it was amazing.
Oh yeah, man. And then you're no stranger to the Apex Center with Contender Series. Do you like the Apex? Are you excited to get back there, or you're kind of just wanting the big shows now?
I'm not really bothered. I fight anywhere. You know, it's never really. Obviously, I've been to Vegas before, so I don't mind going over there. Only thing, it's obviously harder for me friends to go over. You know, it's quite a long travel for them, stuff like that. But it would actually be nice to maybe fight somewhere else, just a different arena. But nice to get a UFC one, I suppose, in the Apex, like an actual UFC event. And then, because I'm imagining most of them, that obviously it comes to the UK a little bit more now, but I'm 90%, 80% of fights are going to be in America, I'd imagine now.
Right.
So it's probably going to be Vegas quite a lot, really.
Well, you're coming to Vegas, taking on Caio Machado for his UFC debut now. What are your thoughts on him as an opponent?
Yeah, I think I saw him actually originally win the Contender Series because I
Yeah.
like to watch it, and I always keep an eye with heavyweights because it looks like the UFC actually like matching Contender Series people with Contender Series people at first or stuff like that. So it's usually who you get. So yeah, I got the matchup with him. Watched him again. Yeah, he's definitely dangerous. Yeah, he's a bit wild and crazy on the feet, but it's heavyweight, isn't it? So that can actually play to his advantage. Really, I feel quite confident for the matchup, but I'm not stupid. He's definitely a dangerous opponent.
And then you've already made your debut. He's coming off Contender Series. So do you think that gives you an edge? Like, is there anything that you have gained in your debut that he still has to learn, has to gain?
Yeah, definitely. Not for anybody like me. And it looks like he's aggressive and comes forward, but it's at the Apex again, so he's fought there. So I don't know if the crowd's bigger
A
for
little
the
bit bigger, like not much. I think there's like 150 people or something like that.
right. So he'll be used to like fighting no crowd as well, stuff like that. So he's done that before. So no, he might be nervous as his first one, but I think it's actually more nervous to fight in the Contender Series because you're trying to get that. Now at least you're like there. You've got a few fights. Like a lot of people, you wouldn't lose your first fight and get cut the UFC. So probably is less pressure on him, really, I'd imagine. But I don't know. He might be gone crazy because it's the UFC. I'm not sure.
Well, and you said you've seen his crazy style before, and how do you think that the style you bring is going to clash when he comes at you, maybe full force?
Uh, yeah, I think it's definitely a good matchup for me. He's wild, but he's definitely there to be hit as well. But he could change the way he fought, but that looks like the way he fights. He looks like he's swings like quite a lot of just big overhands, really. But
Yeah.
definitely, you probably wouldn't learn anybody to fight like that, but it's definitely dangerous. And I know myself, when you're sparring with people, sometimes them ones are the ones that catch you. So I think I'll have to definitely be switched on for the full 15 minutes if it goes that far.
Do you have a prediction at all?
Oh, I think I could say an early stoppage myself, to be honest, just the way how wild he is. I,
Catch him with a counter.
I always back myself to get them out that early, but obviously I did for the last one, so maybe it's another decision. But no, I'll definitely be favouring more towards the first round finish.
Awesome, man. And then let's talk about camp now, because you're normally at TFT MMA, but right now
Yeah.
you're at Wigan. So kind of just tell me about the schedule, who you've been working with, how's camp been?
Yeah, so obviously I'm based at TFT in Sigham, like where I'm from, the northeast of England. My main training partner there is Phil DeFries, the KSW world champ. So I do most of my day-to-day training with him. Obviously, he's there all the time as well. We've got maybe 3 or 4 other heavyweights that train with us. My friend Bull, who's always there. There's a young lad called Caesar who's just started training with us. So we've got quite a good mix of big guys there as well. I've got like a few more strike with and stuff like that. So I'll potentially train with Phil, have me harder rounds with Phil, more technical as well with drill stuff there and like game plan stuff. And then once a week, I'll travel to Wigan, either like say Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, and go train Tom because he's got a game that's about at the most times it's 6 or 7 like big guys and all quite competitive.
Yeah.
And so it's good for sparring really. So I'll come down, maybe do like a wrestling session with Tom the first day or a grappling session, and then we do like MMA sparring potentially the second session. So just for the bodies, really, just to get a different look. Obviously, train with Tom's great to be around him and pick things up off him because obviously he's amazing. And then there's just some big guys there. There's like a 6'9" guy there who's like 125 kilo. There's like a 6'4" guy there who's like 140 kilo. There's like all are like huge, tall people, like really strong people. So you can't really have a round off there that are like competitive. So you jump in for another one, you're getting killed. You jump with somebody else, you're getting killed. Everyone's trying to win. So it's like a great mix of lads as well. So come down here. Tom's dad, Andy, takes the classes. Maybe do a little light drilling and then go live. And it's good as well because the stuff up, like Fisher, my coach up, see him, stuff he shows us that I can potentially try on these guys down here because I haven't been drilling it. Well, I tried it on Phil. Obviously, he's a really good grappler, but he's been doing it as well. So sometimes it's hard to catch people with stuff you've both been training with. So I come down here, maybe not tell them, try it, then I'll go back to my coach and be like, oh, that worked really nice, or that didn't really work. Maybe I can drill that more. So it's good to have the good mix, really.
Yeah, man, for sure. And how far of a trip is that to go to Wigan?
If you're looking at sat nav, it's like 2 hours 45. But I always give myself like 3.5, because sometimes with traffic on the morning, you always get hit with it. Like the day I flew down was actually the best I've had, even though it was really foggy. Yeah. But sometimes I've come left early. I leave at like say 6, half 6 in the morning. Sometimes it can be like a 3.5 hour drive. So it just depends on the traffic really. I was trying to give myself a little stop as well.
So you're taking a 6-hour round trip once a week to go train with these guys, yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's dedication right there. And I mean, I guess that's what you got to do in the freaking UFC. But who's gonna be
usually Big Phil comes down with us as well, so the two of us will travel down and spar. He was poorly this week, got a bit of a sickness bug, so it's just me myself there this week, and then hopefully he's feeling better by the end of the week, and maybe he's next week and come down with us.
Who's gonna be in your corner for this one?
Andrew Fisher's traveling over with us. I think I'm going out the week before, so he'll travel out with us the week before. And I think Big Phil's coming over the Thursday, so Fisher and Phil, so two of them.
Awesome, man. And then, dude, a win here puts you at 2-0 in the UFC, 3-0 if you're kind of contender series. So when do you want to get back in there again? Your stock's going to be rising hardcore.
I think maybe early next year, but we'll obviously depends how the injuries go. If this was like if you flung one punch and one, I would say I'll go again December. But it looks like usually it comes back. If it comes back to the UK, it looks like usually it comes back the beginning of the year, just by judging by when they come. So maybe hold out for a UK one, just obviously to fight at home again would be good. But it just depends on when the cards are. If like there was no UK card early, it was the end of the year, I would just fight again. Maybe Marchish time would be probably great, February, March, and that at least have a little bit of Christmas off as well.
Yeah, enjoy the holiday a little bit, man. Get a little fat and happy.
Yeah.
And have you heard anything about them coming back to England next year? I know they're going to Canada in January.
Nothing. Just what I've just by like how the last couple of shows always seem to. Well, mine was in July, wasn't it?
Yeah, they come in March a lot too,
When
around
did
that time.
Usman and Edwards fight? The third time in
That was March, I believe.
March. So I'm just by the way it looks like the most do maybe it's a March and like July. I haven't heard anything. This is just what I'm guessing. So
Sure.
that would be good, but they could change it. I don't know.
And then do you have any like opponents, not necessarily even out of like calling them out disrespect, but are there people that you want to fight, like that you think would be a good fight?
I keep my eyes on all of them, but I think at the moment it's just the UFC is going to be giving you people. I think realistically, maybe it's the first 3 or 4. It's going to be like contender series winners or people who've lost in the contenders. Who've maybe won the contender series, lost the first one. It looks like that's how they match it. It's obviously you can't really say no to people now. Obviously, if they offer us somebody crazy good this early, would be like a no. But the rest of them, I think it's quite fair matchups. To be honest, it looks like it's all being evenly matched up. So I can't really complain. So if they keep going that route, I'll just keep fighting whoever they put in front of us, really.
And then, 2 months left of the year, 2024, man, like your second year in the UFC. What are you expecting? Like, what are your goals? Where do you want to be this time next year?
Well, obviously, I'm trying. I'm sort of learning the job still. Obviously, I've got the UFC. I'm quite like haven't had that many fights as a pro, really. And only maybe you could argue against good opponents or big shows. You could argue like the last 2. So I'm still obviously learning. I think I would take me time, but obviously as a heavyweight, I know it's sometimes hard if you keep winning guys. You do sort of get shot up there as well. So I'm prepared for that. But I don't know, I'll just keep saying what happens. Hopefully keep winning, keep building. Then I think then you knock on the door, you can't really say no, and then you're in with the big fights. But just keep going. Just take me time and no rush at the moment.
And last one for me, man. Not about you. John Jones or Stipe? Who you got?
I like them both, but you can never write John Jones if I don't think. I'd never back against John Jones. I don't think so. I would side with Jones. I would.
Yeah, I'm on the same page there. I mean, he's the GOAT. The GOAT for a reason, you know?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think it could be both their last fights, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just like the age and that. They obviously could stick around. I don't know if they might just love fighting, but so then they've got anything to prove now. And obviously they're getting on to the later stages of the career. But I don't know. I could see Stipe beating him as well. I wouldn't be massively shocked because obviously it's heavyweight, but Stipe hasn't fought in a while either. So I don't know. But I'll be happy either way, whoever wins. I'm a fan of both.
Yeah, man, that's going to be an epic fight right there. But Mick, man, again, thank you for the time. Before I get you out of here, I do want to give you the chance. You have a lot of fans, a lot of support, a lot of eyes on this card. That being said, anything you'd like to say to everybody? If so, the mic is yours.
Yeah, well, I've got massive support. All my friends are watching. No doubt it'll be early UK time, probably after 1 a.m. But I know all my friends and family start up for it, so it'll be great.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in to UFC Vegas 82 on November 18th, ESPN Plus. Mick Parkin looks to go 2-0 in the UFC. Mick, thank you so much, my man. Best of luck, best of skill, and kick ass, all right?
Thank you, man. Cheers.
Yeah.